So this is gonna be my 4th year living in China, and by now I feel like I've got it pretty figured out. But a lot of what makes my life really comfortable and easy in China comes from knowing how to properly use this machine. And not just making calls, receiving texts, that kind of thing. I'm talking about some essential apps that you need to have on your phone if you're planning to come to China to travel, to work, to live. Just follow this guide. So I'm gonna start off with my most used app in China. It's WeChat. You've probably heard of it before, but you probably don't realize how important WeChat is in China. You do everything on this app. Essentially what it is a messaging app, much like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, but it's so much more than just making calls and video calls. So as well as being a messaging app, it's also a social media platform. Every day you can look on your moments, which is like your timeline in Facebook or your feed in Instagram, and just see, scroll down, see what people are posting, the kind of photos they've got up there. I use this as my payment device. So in China, I don't bring a wallet around with me anywhere. I just use WeChat to pay. But just a little a side note, if you want to have WeChat Pay, you also have to have a Chinese bank account. So if you're just coming here for a few weeks or staying even just for a few months, you won't be able to use that function. It's only people that are maybe coming here to study for a longer period of time that are able to have a residence permit and therefore get yourself a Chinese bank account. But if you do have the opportunity to open a Chinese bank account, 100% you need to set yourself up with WeChat Pay. It makes your life so much easier. I just go into stores, scan, pay, gone. You can pay anything from a juice to a car using WeChat Pay. It's awesome. So the next app on my list is Ulama, which is a food takeaway service. And I say Ulama because that's just the one I've always used, but there's a host of takeaway apps in China, so you can really take your pick. In China, definitely one of my favorite things has to be the food takeaway. I can be on my bed at 11:30 p.m., feel like dumplings, and I can get them delivered to my door 30 minutes later. If I compare that to my home country, Australia, all shops are pretty much closed at 9 p.m. If you're hungry at 12:30 a.m., go to a petrol station and find yourself some chips. But here, pretty much around the clock, you'll always be able to find something on Chinese takeaway services. I would say I use this app 3 to 4 times a week. Something to note is that Ulama is all in Chinese, so if you're a foreigner coming to China, there is a service called Sherpas, which is all in English, but beware, the prices are a lot higher. The next app on my list is Pleco. It is the best, without a doubt, English to Chinese, Chinese to English dictionary on the market. It's free, so for anyone that's wanting to learn Chinese, I would really recommend this app. It has a lot of really good examples how to use it. It's really easy to use, a good layout. But say for example, you can't speak Chinese, you're on the street, you want to talk to a local or communicate in some way. You don't just want to be doing word by word here, you want to translate a whole sentence. For that, my go-to is always Google Translate for translating, whole sentences. But in order to use this app, you're gonna need another app, because in China, due to the Great Firewall, nothing Google related, no Western social media like Facebook, Instagram, no YouTube, none of the Western websites that you may use on a daily basis are available in China because they're blocked. So the only way you're going to be able to use them is if you get a VPN. So there are a lot of VPNs on the market. There are ones that you can get like a month trial. So if you're just coming for a holiday, I'd probably recommend that. But if you're planning to stay for a longer period of time, for the last 3 years, have been using a VPN called ExpressVPN. This isn't an ad, by the way, but I'll gladly accept your money, ExpressVPN. Yeah, I've never really had a problem with it. I've always been able to find a connection. Another huge app that's blocked in China is WhatsApp. And for so many people around the world, that's their main communication medium. So they come to China, they're unaware of this, and they're unable to contact anyone. And the thing about the VPN, you need to get it and download it before you come to China. It's no use coming here and then trying to download a VPN, because of course, the sites that you download VPNs are blocked in China. As you can probably guess, they're pretty serious about their censorship here in China. So on to app number 5. It's the Uber of China, it's Didi. And you may already be familiar with this app because it is now expanded to the West. I know a lot of people in Australia, they're now using Didi instead of Uber, but yeah, I I guess it's a preference thing. So it's the same concept as Uber. You tell the car where you are, it picks you up, it takes you to where you want to go, and it's a lot cheaper than taxis. Okay, so app number 6 is Meitu, which is basically the Facetune of China, but it's really the mothership of Facetune. I don't know, I think probably Facetune and all the other face tuning apps was based off Meitu. You can change your face shape. You guys, wow. Weird. I feel so fat when I go back to my normal face. You can make your eyes bigger, smaller, more white, more brown, like whatever you want. And yeah, no one in China that I know would upload a photo onto their WeChat moments or on any social media without first putting it through Meitu. Guys use it, girls use it. It's just a very normal thing to have on your phone. The next most useful app, I'm gonna say it's between Ofo and Mobike. These are 2 bike sharing apps. It's pretty much, they're much of a muchness. There are just as many Ofo bikes on the streets as Mobikes. So download either of them. It went through a huge phase in the last 2 years. It is dying out a little bit now. It's I'm seeing less and less bikes on the road. So just download the app, put in some details. You probably have to like take a photo of yourself holding your passport or something. And then when you want to use the app, you just scan the bike, scan the QR code on the bike. It'll give you the code to unlock the bike, ride the bike, finish your journey, and just leave the bike. So you probably have these in your home country, so it's not such a foreign concept, but China is definitely the land of the share bike. Okay, next app is very useful when it comes to travel within China. It's trip.com. I've learnt the hard way that this is the most useful travel app to have in China. I previously, for all my hotel bookings, was using booking.com. It was only very recently that I was looking for hotels on booking.com for a city in China, and it came up with 0 results. And I freaked out. I was like, is this place even a city? Like, what am I doing going to this place? It turns out that there were no hotels on booking.com because it was so Chinese, this city, that not many Westerners are even going there. So if you're looking for a hotel in China, if you're going to some more remote locations, I would suggest using trip.com. It's in English. It also has some really good information in terms of airport transfers or trains or getting around China, but it isn't as comprehensive as some of the Chinese travel apps that you can get. So if you can speak Chinese, I would suggest downloading Qunar, which is a really comprehensive guide when it comes to hotels, flights, car hire, buses from whoop whoop to whoop whoop. Everything is on that app. But if you can't speak Chinese, then trip.com would be the one for you. And when it comes to booking flights within China, yes, Qunar and trip.com all have the option to have to buy flights, but always cheapest option for me has been Skyscanner. So I always come back to that. And the last one on my list is the eBay and Amazon of China. It's Taobao. It's huge. I'm not even kidding you right now. You can buy anything on Taobao. One of my actual hobbies is going on Taobao and just looking at some of the suggestions they give to me. Some of the crazy shit they have on Taobao. You can buy a ferret, a live ferret on Taobao. They'll deliver it to you. You can buy these exact curtains. And one of the things I love most about Taobao is it's got this like image recognizing function. Say there's this really cute dress you like online, take a photo, a screenshot of it, you put that screenshot into Taobao and it will be able to find you the exact same dress or copies of the dress at much cheaper prices. Those are the apps that are going to make your life so much more comfortable and easy and hassle-free in China. If you are Chinese or live in China or have been to China, maybe you can comment down below what apps you found were most useful to you when you were here. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!